Hi friends, welcome back to True Colors, the channel where I share my love of coloring with all of you. If you have seen any of my previous videos, then you know that I mainly work in colored pencil and I mainly work in adult coloring books. I don't do a lot of original art and I don't do a lot of mixed media art. Coloring with artist quality colored pencils is kind of my niche, and that's pretty much what I stick with all the time. I do occasionally branch out into other things. I had a Sketchbox subscription for a little while, so I kind of dabbled a little bit in oil pastels and chalk pastels, but for the most part, I don't stray too far outside of my comfort zone. That is something that I would really like to change. I love all of the beautiful mixed media pages that I see, and I do think that I would like to try to do more of that. I would love to be able to do some watercolor and acrylic backgrounds in my coloring books, for example. I would love to branch out into doing more of my original art. That's something that I used to do a long time ago when I was younger, when I was school-aged, and I just don't do that anymore. But I'm starting to kind of find my feet a little bit and think that that might be something that I would be willing to attempt again. This week, my friend gave me a box full of paints. You can see it here. And basically, she's moving out of the state and she didn't feel like that she could ship the paints because they're technically hazardous material. It would have cost her quite a bit to ship them. And she also didn't feel like that she could take them with her on the plane, obviously. So she asked if I would like to have them. And of course, I said yes. I thought this would be a great way for me to get some supplies to really challenge myself with. And these are things that I probably typically would not buy because I would feel intimidated or wouldn't really know what to look for or what I wanted, right? So in this way, I already have the supplies and now I just kind of have to figure out how to incorporate them into pages that I'm doing. So let me show you what I have been given. And again, I haven't figured out too much other than I would like to use quite a lot of this in backgrounds. Beyond that very basic idea, I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to use all of these things. So we can take the tall bottles out first. So there's quite a few spray paints. And again, these can be for other craft projects besides of just coloring pages. But I also do want to try spraying a bit of this into a palette and then flecking this metallic like in the background of some of my pictures. I'll let you know how that comes out. I have a couple of coloring books that are not super special to me, and I can do some of this experimentation in them. Again, here's another. This one is in the color Warm Caramel. This is a chalk paint from Bear. And it looks like this is in the color Classic Noir. And here's a Kiwi. This is like a waterproofer. So I'll use that maybe in some of my other projects. Obviously not coloring books so much for these, but these are paints that I was given. And then here again is a multi-purpose spray glue, something that I definitely can find a use for. And then now we are more into the actual paints. So again, I don't know anything about what's in here. So this is a Rich Art acrylic paint. It's in this gorgeous kind of bubblegum pink color. Pink is my favorite color, so I love that. Here is another paint from the same brand, which is in kind of this purpley lavender color. Here is another one from the same brand, Rich Art, it looks like is the brand. And this is a really gorgeous like red orange. This is vermilion is the shade. Here to the side is a turquoise from the same brand. And turquoise, a lot of my house is actually turquoise. I love turquoise. My favorite colors are actually hot pink and turquoise. So I would love to do something with those two together. And these would actually, I think, make a really, these four together would make a really pretty kind of sunset or sky scene. So looking forward to using those. Then there are several of these tubes. So this is Reeves Acrylic, and it looks like this color is Brilliant Red. And then another Reeves, which this one is in Burnt Sienna. Here is another Reeves in Oxide Chromium Green. So again, I feel like so far these three that I've just pulled that are the Reeves brand would all be beautiful together, and also Raw Umber. So these four would go really nicely together as well. I can really see using those. I'm actually painting or coloring currently the Akinda from Worlds Within Worlds, and I could really see those working well in that particular painting. Now there's also kind of this little container full of these tiny little tubes. So let me pull these out for you. This is a green color. Let me see what it says. Medium green. And again, I don't know anything about these brands. So some of you may know more than I know. And then there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 oil colors, which I am so excited to have these oils. So this one is in Burnt Umber. We also have Yellow Ochre. We also have Ultramarine Blue. We also have Crimson Red. And then Lemon Yellow. And then also, let's see, Sap Green. And I'm assuming, let's see, what is this? A Lamp Black. Yes. So I'll give those a little wipe down and find a way to store them and display them. I'll be able to get some good use out of those, I think. I don't have any other oil paints that I know of. Like I said, I do have oil pastels. There are 2 things left in this box. So this is, I'm not actually, again, familiar with the brand, but this is a Cool Blue, Process Blue. It says in parentheses there. And this is a student grade acrylic. And then the last thing is an Extreme Sheen Metallic Paint. Again, this is an acrylic, and this is in copper. And this is really funny because I was just thinking about Ivy and the Inky Butterfly wanting to do a lot of the frames and accents instead of in gold and copper. And I just looked at purchasing a copper Uniball pen. And now I will also have this copper paint maybe to try and test and do some accents with as well. And again, like I said, I would like to try flecking a little bit of this metallic copper into the background of some of the pages. I will test that, like I said, in a book that matters a little bit less to me than Ivy before I do that. But yeah, I do think that this is really going to help me kind of stretch my horizons. That is something that I really need to do. And when I have art money or spare money, I really just go and buy more colored pencils or very occasionally more pastels. I don't too much branch out into other things. So if I would have been given, say, $30 or $50, I probably would not have used it to buy paint, even though I know in the back of my mind that doing some backgrounds in acrylic and even oil maybe are, and watercolor specifically, are some things that I would really like to try. I probably wouldn't have spent my own money on buying paint. So this is really exciting for me. I do also have some old recycled canvases that I've kind of scraped from previous projects. And I do think also that those will be a great outlet for some of these paints as far as me trying to do some of my own art. I'm going to use some of my repurposed canvases as well, maybe especially with the oil colors, just trying to get a feel for them. So this is everything that I have been given, and thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with a coloring video. Have a good day.